Well, after a couple of weeks break, it's time to go rallycrossing again. We're as Mads Mikkelsen in the middle of Belgium for round 6 of the European Rallycross Championship. Last one was in Sweden at Hollius a few weeks back, and now it's the time of the fans in Central Europe to get their rallycross fix once again this summer. And a man who finished obviously number one by virtue of the big number one on the side of the Ford Focus from Norway, that's Sverre Isaksen. On his practice laps here, you can see the onboard shot with changing gear with one hand and also grabbing the brake as well to make the car slide around the corner. Let's hear from him right now.
We're starting at the second part of the season now. How was your first part? Are you in a comfortable position for the championship?
Yeah, the position I'm happy with, because so much problem we have the first part. So second place, only 2 points behind Tanner. That is a good start for the second one. So, but I am also optimistic. We try to find more also the stable on the car now. So I'm looking forward to the last 5.
Well, Sverre, as he said there, had a real couple of bad races in the middle of the first half of the season, but really pulled it back very well. Did win the first round of the series in Lydden Hill back in April in Kent. But just looking for some reliability once again with the first stop Focus. He does seem to have that back, though, at the moment. Well, the man he alluded to there, leading the championship so far in 2011. It's only his second year in European Rallycross. That's Tanner Faust from the USA, driving the Rockstar Ford Fiesta, prepared by Andreas Eriksson from Sweden. You can see him there soaring away at the wheel, very, very concentrated and doing very, very well so far this summer. He is the points leader from America, Tanner Faust.
You're leading the championship, so the pressure is on you, huh?
I've never really thought of leading the championship as having more pressure. It just means I'm in a better spot than everybody else to keep going through the series. So it's the best place to be, really. And but we come to 2 tracks here now, Belgium and Holland, places I've never been to before, to their racetracks. So these will be a struggle, especially after being on this track in Belgium for the first time just now. It lends itself to very smooth, tidy, clean driving, which may not be my particular style, but it certainly isn't the style of a short wheelbase Fiesta. The track is actually very cool, has a lot of very cool elements, rough, smooth, fast, slow, pretty much everything. So it's a good test for driver and car.
Well, that's rallycross through and through, no matter where you are in the world, to be honest with you. It's a great test of driver and obviously mechanical skills and preparation once as well. But Tanner Faust, very, very focused. Doesn't drive like his teammate Andreas Eriksson. Andreas always drives with his tongue out, which is quite worrying, really, because he went over in Sweden the other day, but didn't bite his tongue off, which was quite good. So, another man who's doing great things so far, very, very consistent indeed from Russia. This is Timo Timizhanov. Again, a man very, very concentrated indeed in the Citroen C4, prepared by Kenneth Hansen Racing. And we're going to get Timo's thoughts so far this weekend right now.
Everything is going very good on the first part, but only the last race was something is happening with me, and I'm not lucky at that race, and I lose many points there. But of course, it depends how you're going. And now we start the second part, and I think that we will fight for the first place.
Well, he's really not that far away as well. He hasn't won a race so far in 2011. This is his first season as well in the supercars for Timo Timizhanov. Came up from Super 1600s, doing very, very well indeed. And the car prepared, like I said, by Kenneth Hansen Racing from Sweden. Those really are championship-winning cars. Well, one of the local guys here this weekend at Mads Mikkelsen in Belgium is normal WRC star Francois Deval, having his traditional weekend. Driving with his tongue out as well. That must be a rallycross thing by the looks of it. And we're going to hear from him right now and his thoughts for this weekend at his home race.
Francois, c'est votre rendez-vous.
An interviewer says, Francois, this is your usual event in rallycross this weekend? And he says, yes, we participated the last 2 years. It's a discipline that I really like, and I really have a lot of fun with it. These are short sprint races with some very fast cars, and that's something that suits me very well. It's a nice little weekend with all of my friends as well. And the interview saying, is it different this year with the Peugeot instead of the Focus from last year? And he said, well, we only did 4 practice laps, so I'll be able to tell you a bit more tonight after the first heat. But for the moment, we don't have any trouble at all, which is always good to hear. So last year he drove a car prepared by Combe Pals, the Ford Focus from Belgium, and he actually won this race here in Mads Mikkelsen. Took a weekend off from rallying and won here in Rallycross. Did very well indeed. This year, driving a car prepared by Jean-Luc Pallier from France. Well, one of the other disciplines in rallycross is Super 1600. This is Jussi Pinomäki's team, and we're going to hear from him right now on his young drivers.
Set Promotion has a nice setup here, eh?
Yeah, we've tried to make something different this year. For sure, it doesn't bring us more speed on the track, but hopefully it helps our drivers to present better what they are doing for their sponsors and supporters. So that's one of our targets, to look good here on the paddock and hopefully have a better feeling also to work.
Very good to have the experience from Jussi. He knows very much, and we use a lot of time during the weekend to discuss the tracks, where to go, where to not go, and he knows every part of the tracks. You know, only here in Belgium, I think he have driven 9 or 8 times, and he knows the track very well.
Well, that's Andreas Backerud, one of the drivers in his team, and Andreas currently leading the championship. So Jussi Pinomäki and his experience paying off so far in 2011 for his team. Well, we're lining up the first heats here in Maasmechelen in Belgium. These are the Super 1600 front-wheel drive 1600 cars, no turbos. That's Andreas Backerud getting himself ready to go. Very excited he is indeed as well. And like I said, this is the first heat of the day for these guys. The way this works is they come out, have 3 heats, and whoever has the fastest time goes into the A final, and so on down through the B and C finals as well. That's Andreas Backerud out in the lead at the moment. He's being followed round there by Ulrich Linnemann right behind him in that little number 10 Peugeot. And Andreas Backerud having a great year so far. Like I said, leading the 2011 championship for the Super 1600s. Just a quick recap as well. For those of you, if you've never seen rallycross before, the way it works is in the heats, they have 4 laps of the racetrack. That's 1 done already. But they also have what's called a joker lap. You'll hear the drivers referring to this in interviews and things like that, and obviously me as well, as we talk you through it. And the way that that works, there's an extra corner on the circuit that the drivers have to take once during those 4 laps. As if by magic, Ulrich Linnemann goes for his joker lap. Like I said, he's going to go round that. It takes him extra time to go around that. So he was in 2nd place. He slots back into the field in 3rd place. But the way it works, we've seen it so many times throughout the year, it makes for such exciting, great racing, because the lead changes, positions change all the time. Ulrich Linnemann is currently 3rd on the racetrack, but not necessarily going to be 3rd over the line, because the 2 drivers in front of him, that's Andreas Backerud, he's out in the lead at the moment. Andreas Hilt still has to go on his joker lap, which he is doing right now. And you see the 2 drivers behind him. So Ulrich Linnemann has already been on his joker lap. He goes around the normal part of the racetrack, and by Andreas Backerud going the longer way round, slots into 2nd place. Ulrich Linnemann goes into 1st for the moment. Excellent bit of driving for the man from Denmark out there in front in the Peugeot. And Andreas Backerud, championship leader, surprisingly for the moment, slots into 2nd place. And they take the checkered flag. And that's the first heat done. So Linnemann was 1st, Backerud 2nd, Vingerhutz 3rd, Suster 4th, and Skorupski was 5th with the Polo. Okay, we're lining up the first heat of the day for the supercars, the quickest and fastest cars in all of rallycross. Over 600 brake horsepower. Championship leader Tanner Faust looking very comfy in there. That's Francois Duval in the Peugeot. Let's see how he gets on with this car. Totally different car to the one he drove last year. Closest to the camera, that's Davy Genet and Andy Scott in the Ford Focus there as well. Tanner Faust gets left for dead on the start line, and making up the end of the field right in front. You can see that in 3rd place, the green and black Citroen C4 from Great Britain. That's Liam Duran, teammate of Tima Timojanov, who we heard from before. Well, first lap, Liam Duran takes his joker lap. He wants to get out of the pack and have a clean racetrack in front of him to try and make up some time before the others do the same thing. We're on board with Francois Duval. By the looks of it, he's running in 3rd place at the moment. Looks like out front at the moment from Great Britain is Andy Scott, and right behind him, Davy Genet. Davy, one of those guys from France with that transversely mounted engine in the Citroen C4, and really making some inroads into the man from Great Britain. That's Andy Scott out in front with the Ford Focus. Looks like he might have him up the inside. But this time, Davy Genet takes his joker lap here at Maasmechelen. This is a new joker lap for 2011. It went a different way last year. And, well, surprise, surprise so far. Tanner Faust is in dead last place. Championship leader, not loving life here in Maasmechelen so far. Liam Duran has already been on his joker lap, so Tanner's definitely not going to be right up there in the order when this all shakes out. And a great in-car shot as well, but unfortunately not great for Tanner Faust's point of view, because all he can see is the back of Liam Duran's Citroen C4 and Davy Genet in front of him as well. Davy's been on his Joker lap too. Now, part of this may be, oh, what an overtaking manoeuvre for Tanner Faust there. He does actually slip past Liam Duran. Excellent bit of driving from the American. Well, Francois Deval goes for his Joker lap and he comes out just behind Davy Genet. So we'll wait to see who's still in the lead. I've got a feeling it might still be Andy Scott out there in front, but we can't see at the moment because we're focusing on the pack. What great racing once again. I was just saying about Tanner Faust, it's his first time here at Maas Mechelen in Belgium, so that could have something to do with the fact that he's not right up there at the front at the moment. He's still learning the racetrack. He did say in that interview earlier that it's going to be a racetrack that prefers smoother drivers, if you like. Well, Andy Scott goes on his Joker lap. Can he get out in front of Davy Genet? Oh, look at that, absolutely side-by-side, wheel-to-wheel, door handle to door handle and everything else as well. And Andy Scott just does hang on to that first place, by about that much from Davy Genet. This is why Rallycross is so exciting, and the whole idea of the Joker lap really does make it. And it is a win for the man from Great Britain. Only just, though. Andy Scott first, Davy Genet second, Francois Deval third, Tanner Faust was down there in fourth, and Liam Duran, unfortunately, was dead last. What a great race, though.
Tanner, your start was not perfect, huh?
Not at all. I think Liam and the guys next to me had a car length before I got into second gear. But I was trying to monitor the wheel spin like I was on an ice track, just trying to get very little wheel spin, but it didn't matter, they were gone.
So I got a very good start. I was away and I was looking in my mirrors, and all of a sudden the car started to wheel spin again. And then the guys on the outside had the jump to go around the outside, and there was no need to, to take a risk on the first day. There was a gap there, and probably I could have taken the start, but the gap was closing, and I thought the best thing to do was to play safe.
Well, that was a great first heat. We're going to be seeing so much more of that in today's show. What a race. Well, more Heat 1 action here at Maas Mechelen. This is Jochen Koeks, local guy from the Netherlands with a Skoda. Another Skoda here from Norway. This is Ole Christian Notvet. And lining up right just there, Frode Holter, one-time championship leader. He did actually win the European Rallycross round at SA in France. He's from Norway with that Volvo. And making up the numbers, or the rest of the field, Thomas Häkkinen with the Saab and Kevin Proctor with the Ford Focus. And it is, by the looks of it, Thomas Häkkinen getting the drop on everybody with that Saab. He's from Finland. Per Eklund from Sweden is the car owner, but no, Kevin Proctor, what a great driving job. And Frode Holter manages to come round out in the inside of Thomas Häkkinen. Frode Holter goes on his Joker lap very, very early indeed. So from Great Britain, it is Kevin Proctor out there in front with the number 12 Ford. Very closely followed indeed. Oh, that's Ole Christian Notvet spinning out. That car, that little Skoda we last saw being campaigned by Guttorm Lindefjell from Norway as well. And Ole Christian Notvet normally, or has previously run in the touring car class in Rallycross. This weekend he's back in the supercars again, but unfortunately not the return he wanted, hence the spin. So back up with the leaders again, and Frode Holter taking Jochen Koeks on the inside, and Jochen goes on his Joker lap right now, as does Thomas Häkkinen. So Thomas Häkkinen will rejoin behind Frode Holter. As I said before, Frode Holter has already taken his Joker lap. So has Thomas Häkkinen, but the man in the lead, Kevin Proctor from the UK, hasn't taken the long way round just yet, but he is in the lead by, well, a small margin from Frode Holter, but Frode Holter really making some inroads on the back of the Englishman's car there. And I hate to say, but I think when Kevin Proctor takes his Joker lap, which he's going to have to do the next time round, he's going to be relegated from that first position. But great racing here still in this opening heat for the supercars. And like I said before, the way it works is they get a time for how long they take to get around the 4 laps of the racetrack here at Maas Mechelen, and then the next qualifying heat as well, total them all up, and obviously whoever's the quickest goes to the pole on the A final on Sunday afternoon. So Kevin Proctor with Frode Holter right on his tail, and this time Kevin Proctor takes his Joker lap, which is going to relegate him to at least second or possibly third place, depending on if Thomas Häkkinen can get round there with the Saab, and indeed Thomas Häkkinen does as well. So Kevin Proctor down from first to third, Frode Holter by quite some margin actually out there in front. And Thomas Häkkinen there in the red and white Saab, prepared by Per Eklund from Sweden, doing an absolutely great job of driving too, but none better this time round than Frode Holter from Norway. He's going to be taking the quickest time from that heat, and by quite some margin as well. Excellent drive for him. Thomas Häkkinen second, Kevin Proctor third. Ole Christian Notvet did rejoin and finish fourth, and Jochen Koeks was fifth. Okay, more Heat 1 action, the real big guns coming out now. This is Sverre Isaksson from Norway, #1 in the championship last year, #2 in the championship so far this summer, but only by 1 point. This is going to be quite some race with everybody out there as well. I can see Sverre Isaksson out there in lead. He's followed round by Pavel Kutny in second place. Ludwig Hunsbeth with the Volvo in third. And we're on board with Michael de Keersmaeker, local man from Belgium, with the Ford Focus. But unfortunately, he's in last place at the moment. Right in front of him, just to your left there, was Mark Leball. Ludwig Hunsbeth goes on his Joker lap right now. You often see that in rallycross, where the drivers that don't make such a good start duck in and take their Joker lap on the first lap, so they get a clear racetrack in front of them. They go round and round as quickly as they possibly can. So when the leaders, who are battling it out with each other, go for their Joker lap, hopefully they've made up some time and maybe even made up a place on the racetrack as well. So Pavel Kutny in second place, Mark Leball in third, but they're all fighting for the lead at the moment, and that is held by Sverre Isaksson from Norway, doing a great job once again here at Mass Michelin. The only thing that seemed to slow him up so far this summer are mechanical issues. Mark Leball takes his Joker lap and actually slams into the guardrail at the same time as well. He rejoins the race behind Michael de Keersmaeker as if by magic. That's what I was talking about. The whole idea of ducking in and taking your Joker lap early is so that you get clear racetrack, you get to make up time, and then when the leaders go in for theirs, you have made up, hopefully, some sort of time. I don't think it helped the fact that he whacked the barrier on the way in as well, but there we go. So for the moment, it is still Sverre Isaksson with quite some lead over the rest of the pack, and we're on board with him right now. You can see just how hard it is working the wheel, working the gears, and the brakes as well, on board with that Focus. Pavel Kutny doing a great job of staying right on his tail. That's Ludwig Hunsbeth with one of those very, very neat little Volvos. But this time round, I think Sverre Isaksson's going to have to go for his Joker lap very, very shortly indeed. Pavel Kutny really, really is on his tail, very close indeed. So here we go then. This time, let's see if Ludwig Hunsbeth can get round and get out in front of Sverre Isaksson. Here we go. Oh, look at that. It is. Unbelievably, Ludwig Hunsbeth does take the lead. He slams into the side of Sverre Isaksson as well. I can't imagine Sverre's going to be too happy about that, but unfortunately that's what happens with the Joker lap. It does tend to throw a little bit of Russian roulette in there with it, and it will be Ludwig Hunsbeth taking that heat win. Pavel Kutny second, Michael de Keersmaeker third, Mark Leball fourth, and probably a very hot under the collar Sverre Isaksson in fifth. And Sverre climbing out of his car with some obvious damage.
I was leading the heat and I was coming out from the Joker lap. And I was going out normally. And then Ludwig's coming 200 kilometers too fast, used me like a brake loss and pushed me out. That now I'm mad, really mad. Because he's okay with fight, but not with that type of driving. He is complete nuts. He need to go home.
Well, let's see a replay of that incident once again. You can see Sverre coming out wide from his Joker lap, and on the inside there, Ludwig Hunsbeth whacks into the front of the Focus, and see it on board here from Sverre's view. There you go, really, really hard hit on the front of his car, but his mechanics have repaired it. This is heat 2, and everything's out there ready to go again. In this heat as well, Ole Christian Notvet, Ron Snook, Jos Janssen, and they're all out there trying to get round into first place in this heat again. But Sverre Isaksson with the car repaired, everything looking not the worst for wear at all. Obviously his mechanics doing a great job fixing everything. Morten Birmingrud from Norway as well with the Citroen slotting in just behind him. The man with the Seat, that's the local guy, Ron Snook. He's in third place at the moment, mixing it up with the Touring Pros. So Sverre Isaksson showing no ill effects whatsoever, still out there in front by quite some margin at the moment. Oh, and Sverre Isaksson's got some kind of problem. He pulls off to the side of the racetrack. Oh no, after fixing everything, he's got another problem instead.
Yeah, there was the turbo explode completely. That was unlucky because now it was ready. The car was perfect this morning. The guys worked the whole night from the crash yesterday, so it's unlucky. It's very unlucky. So we tried to prepare for the third and see what's happening. But you know, with 19 points yesterday, it'll be hard. But I'm never giving up.
Well, what a sad end to that second heat for Sverre Isaksson, still limping round. And as he said, the turbo just exploded. Not a good thing when you're trying to race. So, next heat, in the heat 2, Michael de Keersmaeker. You can see him there, very, very concentrated, sitting there, ready to go in the car. He's next to Thomas Häkkinen. There he is, the young man from Finland, only 20 years old, still with over 10 years racing experience, would you believe? And away they go. It is Thomas Häkkinen and Michael de Keersmaeker battling out, going into that first corner. But for the moment, it is Michael de Keersmaeker who does take the lead. Thomas Häkkinen with the Saab in second. Third place, that legendary French racer himself, Jean-Luc Paillet, with, of course, a Peugeot. And Thomas Häkkinen goes for his Joker lap earlier on. As I said before, normally when these guys don't get such a great start, they go for their Joker lap early. He rejoins in 5th place, right behind Kevin Proctor, and I do mean right behind as well. He's safe in the knowledge that all the other guys in front of him still have to go on their Joker lap. I don't think that's quite worked out how Thomas Häkkinen expecting it. He probably went on his Joker lap to have a clear racetrack in front of him. He didn't want an Englishman with a Ford Focus right out there in front. Jean-Luc Paillet goes way wide on that corner out there. I think he's going to get bogged down in all the sand over there. He's going to be lucky if he can rejoin. It is still Michael de Keersmaeker out there in front. Mark Leball in second place. Third now is Thomas Häkkinen. And Kevin Proctor trailing off there in 4th place for the moment. But excellent result for the local racer. And the hometown favourite here, Michael de Keersmaeker, with the JDK Focus from right here in Belgium. Doing a real nice job of driving. He does really have the home track advantage, obviously, as well. That's Mark Leball going for his Joker lap. He will be passed on the inside by Thomas Häkkinen. Not so by Kevin Proctor, though. Still gets back into 3rd place by quite some margin at the moment. Michael de Keersmaeker in the lead, but he hasn't been on his Joker lap. Thomas Häkkinen right there in Per Eklund's Saab has been. So this will be one very exciting last couple of corners. Let's hope it doesn't end up like the previous race we saw with Sverre Isaksson and that unfortunate accident with Ludwig Hunsbeth. So 2nd and 3rd place at the moment. That's Thomas Häkkinen and Mark Leball. And should have been going on his Joker lap there, Michael de Keersmaeker. Well, you can see our cameraman looking for him. Big problem for Michael de Keersmaeker. He didn't take his Joker lap. So this is the battle for the lead. Thomas Häkkinen and Mark Leball, and it will be, by the looks of it, you can still see Michael de Keersmaeker out there in front on the racetrack, but he's not going to finish like that because that should have been the lap that he took his Joker on. He didn't do it. It will be Thomas Häkkinen going across the line and getting the checkered flag, followed by Mark Leball. Jean-Luc Paillet was 3rd, Kevin Proctor 4th, and Michael de Keersmaeker relegated to 5th by virtue of missing his Joker lap.
We forgot the Joker lap, but I make the deal with 2 guys in my team that stay on the VIP track, then you can see everything. He must say then I want to go to the Joker lap, but yeah, I heard nothing, nobody say it. And then I see the finish flag. It's shit. Normally I have number 2, I think. And now it's yeah, last place.
Well, one of the strangest explanations for missing a Joker lap. That's it for part 1 of the show. Please join us again shortly for part 2. Well, welcome back to part 2. Mads Mikkelsen here in Belgium, round 6 of the European Rallycross Championship. That is the local hero, Francois Duval, up against a man from, well, America, about far away as you can get from Europe, and he is in the lead in the European Rallycross Championship as well. That's Tanner Faust. Liam Duran, not so far away from him. He's from Great Britain with the Monster Energy C4, and a great start again from Liam. Look at that, leading into the first bend. Francois Duval slots into 2nd place. In 3rd, we're on board here with Stig-Olof Rolfridsson from Sweden, with the little Helmia Clio, and slots it, like I said, nicely into 3rd place. Pavel Kutny in 4th, and Tanner Faust not having a great day so far at all. He decides to go on his Joker lap behind Pavel Kutny, And unfortunately for Tanner, gets bumped a little bit, slowed down. That's really not going to help his chances of finishing up there in this heat. Goes steaming past Pavel Kutny on the next bend. Very, very good bit of driving there for the American. But at the moment, it is Liam Duran out there in front of Francois Duval. And it was Francois and Liam that had that great battle in the A final 1 year ago. It was Francois Duval in a different car to this one, it has to be said, that did finish atop the podium. He did win this event 1 year ago. Not having it all his own way today, though. And that's Stig-Olof Wolfridsson going on his Joker lap and coming out in front of Tanner Faust. Those three drivers at the back have been on their Joker laps. The two out there in front haven't done it yet. They still have to go on their Joker laps. And not forget it as well, Tanner Faust goes way wide and Pavel Kutny cuts around the inside of him. Well, I was going to say that was a good overtaking manoeuvre. I think that was more slightly a miscue from Tanner Faust, to be honest with you. He really did overcook that corner by quite some margin. So Liam Duran still out there. This time Francois Duval goes for his Joker lap. Can he get out in front of Stig-Olof? No, he doesn't. Stig-Olof Wolfridsson very neatly, I was going to say neatly, that is neat for rallycross, just a bit of bumping and banging going on, slides round in front of the local man from Belgium. That's Francois Duval. And Tanner Faust at the moment first in the championship, but dead last on the racetrack. That's not going to help his championship hopes at all. He did say at the start of the weekend in his first interview it was going to be tough because he's got 2 weekends on the trot. This race here at Maasmechelen and next weekend in the Netherlands in Holland. And 2 tracks he's never been to before. While I was talking about that, Liam Duran went on his Joker lap, still rejoined way in first place. Stig-Olof Wolfridsson second, Francois Duval in third at the moment. Tanner Faust, he's not tailing off at all, but just not having a run of luck to get past anybody, to get up there in the order. It is Liam Duran taking the checkered flag for Great Britain. He's first, Stig-Olof second, Francois Duval third, Pavel Kutny fourth, Tanner Faust sadly fifth. Right, next heat in Heat 2, Timur Timizhanov. He had a great run in Heat 1, going out alongside Davy Genet. That's Davy in the team car to Mark LeBall, getting himself set and ready to go with the Citroen C4. And in the middle of those two, it's Andy Scott. A little bit of almost a full start for Andy Scott, but he did manage to stop himself before he went anywhere. And out in front at the moment is Davy Genet. That's a surprise. We're expecting Timizhanov or Andy Scott to be out there in front, but no, Andy Scott goes on his Joker lap this time. And the other two with the C4s stay out there. So Davy Genet doing a great job in front. Timur Timizhanov right on his tail with that Citroen C4. Timur Timizhanov, we heard earlier on in his interview, he's a very confident young man from Russia. This is his first season driving the supercars, and he's been very cool, very calm and very collected about the whole thing. He hasn't been spectacular, and what I mean by that is he hasn't just gone out and won every race or crashed a lot or anything like that. What he's done is he's driven very sensibly, very, very well, finished second, third, fourth in the A final almost every single weekend. So he's only a few points away from first place coming into the second half of the 10-race rallycross season here in 2011. And for the moment, he is still being led by Davy Genet, but Davy's been a little bit more inconsistent. Sometimes he's done well, sometimes not so good. This time Davy Genet goes for his Joker lap. Timur Timizhanov follows him round, but Andy Scott goes the normal way round the racetrack. Can he get out in front of these two? And Davy Genet totally overcooks it, coming out of the Joker lap. Let's see that on board again with Davy. Yep, completely and utterly spins it and collects Andy Scott on the way round as well. What an unfortunate incident for both of them, because they were vying for the lead, and now it's Timur Timizhanov with about half a mile between him and second and third place. Davy Genet second after that, and Andy Scott did rejoin and finish in third place. I've just lost my voice, but what a race. Right, well, I've got my voice back very quickly. Did you notice that? For Heat 3, Michael de Keersmaeker, the man who missed his Joker lap earlier on today, and blamed it on someone in VIP, which was quite bizarre, but there we go. Anyway, up against Mats Leeson. Now, Mats won his home race in Norway. This wicked-looking Subaru, that's Patrick van Mechelen from Belgium, one of the local boys, trying to mix it up with the Touring Pros. And away they go into the first corner. It is Michael de Keersmaeker once again out there in front. Now, will he take his Joker lap on the first lap just so he doesn't forget it? Jean-Luc Pallier is in second place. Mats Leeson takes his Joker lap very, very early on. probably due to not getting such a good start. But second place is Jean-Luc Palais. Just say a little bit about this man from France. Been racing in rallycross for so many years. Builds and races quite a few cars. He does have a few cars in his stable. One of them this weekend is being raced by Francois Duval very, very successfully as well. And it's great to see him still out here competing. His son still competes in rallycross as well, and they all do very, very well indeed. They also compete, as do the other couple of French guys, in the French Championship. And the French Championship, which is held throughout the year, is very, very tough indeed. It's an incredibly, incredibly tough series. And that's why when we do go to the European rallycross rounds in France, there's loads and loads of the local guys mixing it up with all the touring pros. You could hardly tell any difference. Well, that's Mats Leeson leading those couple of guys there. Patrick Van Mikkelen just managing to hold off Ole Christian Notvet there in the little Skoda. So there's Mats Leeson, Patrick Van Mikkelen. It's really nice to see a different body style here in European rallycross. But Michael de Keersmaeker goes on his joker lap, doesn't forget it this time, and still comes out in first place. I tell you what, he's going to be so kicking himself for missing that joker lap earlier on, quite simply because he probably would have made the A final if he'd have gone round, done that, and got a time as well. So here he comes to take the checkered flag, followed by Jean-Luc Palais. Is the local boy from Belgium, Michael de Keersmaeker. Jean-Luc Palais second, Mats Leeson third, Patrick Van Mikkelen in fourth, and Ole Christian Notvet was fifth with the Skoda. Well, rounding up some of the Heat 3 action, Timo Timojanov, Stig-Olof Wolfridsson. We're getting set. We're not far away from those A, B and C finals, the big events of the weekend. Jos Kuipers from the Netherlands as well. Great to see him out here. But unfortunately, he gets left on the line. A big squeeze into the first bend, and it is Liam Duran getting a great start. Once again with the Citroen C4, Timo Timojanov slots into second place. Stig-Olof Wolfridsson is third. Pavel Kutny. Well, you can see him just going past Stig-Olof there as Stig-Olof goes on his joker lap. These two cars, they're both Citroen C4s. They may look completely different because they have different sponsors. That's Timo Timojanov with his teammate out there in front. That's what I was just going to say. That Kenneth Hansen Racing from Sweden prepares both of these cars. He actually drove one last year. He was a teammate to Liam Duran this year in his first ever season with the supercars. Timo Timojanov, he's in second place, and once again, not spectacular, but right there up with the leaders. That's the man from Russia. And the Monster Energy car, though, Liam Duran, after finishing fifth in the first race, great result for him in the second heat, and it looks like he may be on the way to winning another one here in the third heat as well. That's good for him, and hopefully it means he's going to be in the A final. Well, Timo Timojanov goes on his joker lap, rejoins without incident. That's one of the first times today I can say that. And he does slot in behind Pavel Kutny, but Pavel Kutny hasn't been on his joker lap yet. Stig-Olof Wolfridsson, who he's in front of, has been. Great on-board shot again with Timo Timojanov. You can see him being bumped and banged around all over the place, soaring at the wheel. Now that's the gear change as well. You can see him go down through the gears as he comes to the corners. And right next to that handle is the handbrake. That locks up the rear wheels to make them slide round the corner to get round them quicker. These really, really are powerful, incredible machines. Over 600 brake horsepower, four-wheel drive, twin turbo, only 2-litre engines, would you believe? That really is a quart from a pint pot. That's absolutely unbelievable, the amount they managed to squeeze out of these little engines. Liam Duran at the moment doing the best job of driving out there at the moment. He is in the lead. Pavel Kutny second, Timo Timojanov third. Now this time Pavel Kutny's got to go for his joker lap. There he goes to the right of the screen. Timo Timojanov will slot past him into second place and almost takes first place from Liam Duran as well. Liam had to go on his joker lap last time round there. But look at that. That was really, really close to two teammates. I was going to say, showing how it should be done to come out of the joker lap. Very, very nice racing. And it is Liam that takes the checkered flag after all of that. Timo Timojanov second, Pavel Kutny third, Stig-Olof Wolfridsson fourth, and Jos Kuipers sadly, well, was fifth, but also didn't finish. Well, this is the C final for the supercars. We've still got the B and the A to go. That's Michael de Keersmaeker, Mats Leeson lining up next to him. The winner from Norway, unbelievably, only in the C final. Sverre Isaksson was second in points coming in. He's only in the C final as well. On the front, Francois Duval and Michael de Keersmaeker. Francois Duval goes almost nowhere when he dumps the clutch. It is Michael de Keersmaeker taking the lead from Sverre Isaksson. Sverre had a horrible time here in Maasmechelen in Belgium so far. What with the accident in the first heat, then the turbo failing in the second heat, he still managed to make the C final, but almost goodness knows how from him, really. But what happens is, the way that this works, it's 5 laps of this track here at Maasmechelen for the final races, and whoever wins goes on to the back of the grid for the next race. So whoever wins this race will be on the back of the grid for the B final, and then whoever wins the B final will be on the back of the grid for the A final. And obviously that's where they all want to be, in the A final, because that's where you earn maximum championship points, and throughout the season those points build up towards the European Rallycross champion. And also, as if by magic, that man there is the defending European Rallycross champion. That's Sverre Isaksson. Oh, having a bit of a tough time getting round the Joker lap that time, but he does rejoin just about. It is Michael de Keersmaeker at the moment in the lead from Morten Birmingrud from Norway in second place. And, well, that may spend the end of Sverre Isaksson weekend. No, he's still in third place, but unfortunately quite a way back for him. As if by magic, as I say that, he manages to close right up with Morten Birmingham. I can only think Morten's gone on his Joker lap. Well, Michael de Keersmaeker doesn't forget his Joker lap this time round and does rejoin in first place. Sverre Isaksson really got a task on his hands, trying to get past Morten Birmingham. So far, not being able to do it at all. Ducking and diving inside and outside. And the European champion not having it his way at all here in Maasmechelen in Belgium. But one man who does is the local boy. Michael de Keersmaeker takes the win in the C final, moves on to the back of grid for the B final. Birmingham second, Isaksson third, and Jos Kuipers was fourth. Okay, this is the B final. On pole out there, Tanner Faust, championship points leader, only in the B final, but credit to him, it's his first time ever here at this racetrack. Done a great job trying to get up there in the first place. Stig-Olof Wolfridsson as well on the front row of the grid. This is Michael de Keersmaeker. We just saw him moments ago win the C final. Could he do it again and send the whole crowd absolutely wild? He must be kicking himself a bit as well, because if he actually hadn't have missed that Joker lap earlier on in the weekend, that qualifying time would have counted and he would have been in the A final. Thomas Häkkinen back there next to him, and Pavel Kutny as well. But leading into that first bend, Stig-Olof Wolfridsson gets bunched out and goes the really, really long way round, all the way in the dirt. Michael de Keersmaeker has managed to make it up to third place. They're all over the place here. Michael de Keersmaeker going for his Joker lap and nearly taking our camera with him. But it is Tanner Faust, championship leader, in front of Thomas Häkkinen, but only by about that much at the moment. Tanner going wide round that corner. Thomas Häkkinen not able to take advantage of it, unfortunately for him. Well, this is, like I said, the reason why I always end up losing my voice with rallycross. The racing is so fast, so exciting. The lead changes all over the place, and no matter who you are, where you are in the points, it doesn't matter at all. The racing is just that close and exciting. Tanner Faust goes for his Joker lap. Let's see where he comes out. And Michael de Keersmaeker, who's already been on his Joker lap, gets out in front of the championship points leader. Tanner Faust decides to take the long way round that corner, and he's not going to make it. It is Michael de Keersmaeker who takes the position away from Tanner Faust. Michael is in third place at the moment, but the lead so far in this heat goes to Thomas Häkkinen from Norway. Mark LeBoul slots into second place with his own engineered car, but this time he goes on his Joker lap, which will mean definitely that Michael de Keersmaeker should move through into second place. Indeed he does, and Tanner Faust, by the looks of it, oh, just bumps and bangs. Wow, that was another one of those not clean corners. Mark LeBoul still manages to hold his position. Great bit of driving to not spin the car out, and Tanner Faust, well, the pair of them must have thought they were in bumper cars that time round, but it is Thomas Häkkinen. Great result for Michael de Keersmaeker in second place after winning the C final. Doing this well in the A final really, really is something. Now, the thing is, Michael de Keersmaeker as well, I've just realised that Thomas Häkkinen hasn't been on his Joker lap yet, and he's really not far in front of Michael de Keersmaeker. Michael de Keersmaeker goes through to take the lead in the race. Once again, He started from the back of the grid. He's now in the lead, and if it stays this way, he's going to move into the A final as well. Thomas Häkkinen demoted from the lead into second place. You can see the Belgian crowd cheering in the background for Michael de Kismaker as he takes the checkered flag. Those are all the people on the VIP he was mentioning, and he's now very happy indeed. So Michael de Kismaker first, Thomas Häkkinen second, Tanner Faust championship leader, only third in the B final. Well, this is the A final, the big one for the Super 1600s. You already saw one of the heats earlier on today. This is the A final. That's Julian Godfrey. Just there, we saw Ulrich Linnemann lining up as well. Christian Petrakovic with the VW up there on the front as well. And this is Andreas Bakkerud. Strangely for him, he's at the back of the grid. The championship leader is at the back of the grid for the A final. Not had such a great weekend here in Maasmechelen. So away they go. Linnemann in the white Peugeot. And Julian Godfrey with that blue Fiesta go screaming into the first corner. Oh, and Ulrich Linnemann manages to take out 3 other drivers. Clement Meyer and Vadim Makarov end up in the dirt with him. So there's only 3 out there running at the moment. Julian Godfrey in the lead. And Andreas Bakkerud going for his Joker lap right now. Christian Petrakovic is right behind him. And, well, at the moment, there's no red flags out at the moment. So they're still going to keep continuing on with the race. So this will be your top 3 by the looks of it, unless someone else can rejoin. But they're going to have a hell of a job trying to catch up to them again. Julian Godfrey with a lead of a country mile at the moment out there in front with that little blue Fiesta, followed by the Clio of Andreas Bakkerud. Just the fact he was on the back of the grid for this A final probably saved him going into that first bend bunch. But he's been on his Joker lap. Julian Godfrey hasn't. Christian Petrakovic, again, not far behind Andreas Bakkerud from Norway. And Andreas Bakkerud has had a great season. Again, been very, very consistent. Hence the fact he's in the points lead for the Super 1600s. And Christian Petrakovic not managing to make any inroads whatsoever at the moment onto the back of Andreas Bakkerud's Clio. And it is still Julian Godfrey in the lead from Andreas Bakkerud, and Petrakovic is in third place. But the race has been unfortunately red flagged. 75% of the race has gone. One of the drivers over there got out of their car. They had to stop the race. But this is the result. This is how it finished. Julian Godfrey did take the win. Andreas Bakkerud was second. Christian Petrakovic was third. And a replay of that first bend bunching incident, but we're going to get a word from the winner, Julian Godfrey.
Yeah, I could see it all happening behind me in the first corner, and I luckily won the red flag to start with, so I carried on and pressed on as hard as I can, because I knew that the others were very, very quick, and I needed to do a good time to come out in front on the Joker lap, and I was really pressing on.
You had a chance to become second, eh?
Yeah, we had the chance. I was behind Bakkerud, and we did very good lap times. So it's very sorry, but a podium is a podium, and I'm very happy about this.
Right, this is the A final for the touring cars, the rear-wheel drive 2-litre cars. That's Lars Øyvind Denneberg from Norway. Josh Sturkens very comfortably sitting in his car as well. Koen Pauws from Belgium. This is his home race. He wants to do well. And away they go from the line, and out in front in the number 5 Opel. That's Roman Casterol, leads everybody into the first bend. On the outside, that is defending European champion Derek Tohill. Can Derek manage to get round? No, he doesn't this time round. Lars Øyvind Denneberg slots into third place, but goes on his Joker lap very early on. Oh. And unfortunately, somebody there tries to take out our mounted camera on the barrier. Not entirely the way to take the Joker lap, but there we go. So it is Roman Casterol at the moment just managing to hold off Derek Tohill. And these cars very, very exciting indeed as well. 2-litre engines, no turbos, and just rear-wheel drive. And they are the touring cars. There was a lot of them entered here this weekend at Maasmechelen in Belgium. And as I said before, this is the A final. This is the one for the podium and all the glory at the end of the weekend. So Derek Tohill decides to go for his Joker lap right now. And let's see if he's going to come out in front of the pack once again. Oh, and Derek going all over the place on his Joker lap. That's going to cost him an awful lot of time, unfortunately. He does slot right back down into the order. And Koen Pauws is right behind Roman Casterol out there in front at the moment. Roman really doing a great job here at this Maasmechelen circuit of holding off the local boys. He hasn't been on his Joker lap yet. That's why there's such a big gap between these front two and the rest of the pack a little bit further back. But they're not that far away. So this time round, Roman Castrol does go for his Joker lap. Let's see if he can get in and out in front of Lars Ovind Denneberg. And it is Roman Castrol that does rejoin in second place. Great for him, because Lars Ovind Denneberg really has been doing so well this summer in the touring cars in European Rallycross. And all this really remains of this race now is for the man in the lead, Cone Powers, to take his Joker lap. He's another man that's been very, very consistent all summer with the touring cars, had a number of podium places around Europe, and would like nothing more than the win here in Belgium, but he's not going to get it. They've all managed to come screaming past him, and nearly Derek Tohill does the same thing, but Derek just overcooks it into that bend. Roman Castrol in the lead. In second place, Lars Ovind Denneberg, and Cone Powers is in third for the moment. He will get another podium by the looks of it, but the man at the top of the pile will be Roman Castrol. Excellent result for him, his first win of the year. Lars Ovind Denneberg second, Cone Powers was third, and Derek Tohill, defending European champion, fourth place.
Happy with your victory?
Velice dobře se jelo finále, akorát jsem měl problém se steeringem. Steering is big problem finále.
I'm really happy. We were struggling a lot this weekend with some small problems, but my team did a fantastic work. They managed to have everything ready for the B final, and it's wonderful to be on the podium now again in my own home country.
Okay, time for the big one. The reason that all these crowds have come here to Maasmechelen in Belgium to see. This is the A final for the supercars. Liam Duran, his teammate, Timo Timojanov, getting set, ready to go in the Citroen C4s. That's Andy Scott. Great result for the man from Great Britain to make it into the A final. Frode Holter, previous championship leader. We know he's very, very fast indeed. No Tanner Faust or Sverre Isaacson in this race. That man who's been on a mission today as well, Michael de Keersmacher, in the JDK Focus on the back of the grid. Can he do it one more time? He's come all the way from the C final up to the A final. Going into the first bend, Andy Scott gets bumped out and down into sixth place. Michael de Keersmacher does make up one spot already, but it is Timo Timojanov leading his teammate Liam Duran round the first few bends here at Maasmechelen. Liam goes on his Joker lap right now, as does Michael de Keersmacher. And, well, they're going to come out right at the back of the field, but that doesn't matter. It's final positions that count, and Liam is right on the back of Andy Scott with the Focus. Two men from Great Britain there battling it out for that fourth place. But Liam has been on his Joker lap. All the rest of them haven't. So it is Timo Timojanov out there in front, Frode Holter in second place, Ludwig Hunsbeck. Great weekend for him, apart from the accident, in third place. Really getting to grips with that Volvo, and he goes on his Joker lap now. So Andy Scott goes round and takes the place off of him, as Liam Duran does as well. And so does, let's just see, no, Michael de Keersmacher doesn't quite make it round in front of Ludwig Hunsbeck. But look at this for the lead. It's Timo Timojanov, very closely followed by Frode Holter from Norway. And Andy Scott is in third place. Andy still hasn't been on his Joker lap, though. Liam Duran, who's right behind him, has. This time round, Frode Holter takes his Joker lap with the bodywork flapping in the breeze on the back of the Volvo. Let's see where he rejoins. Is he going to make it out in front of Liam Duran? Oh, just by that much. A little love tap between the pair of them, but Frode Holter hangs on to his position in front of Liam. But still, out there in front is Timo Timojanov with quite some margin at the moment, but he hasn't been on his Joker lap yet. At the moment, by the looks of it, that's Michael de Keersmacher in fourth place. If he managed to do that, he would actually do really well this afternoon. That was a black flag, though. I think that might have been for Michael de Keersmacher, actually, that black flag. We'll have to wait and confirm that. But still, we are up with the leaders. Liam is in third place, Frode Holter second, Timo Timojanov in first place. Again, I'll say about this about Timo Timojanov before. Very consistent, not spectacular, but has great results. Let's see if he can take his first ever win in European Rallycross in the supercars. This is his first season, and he has done so well. Done everything right. Drove consistently, stayed out of trouble, done absolutely nothing wrong at all. And let's see if he can make it all the way to the event win here in Belgium. He goes on his Joker lap. Here come Frode Holter and Liam Duran, but no, they're not nearly close enough to get back into first place. It will be, barring any disasters, Timo Timojanov taking the win here at Maasmechelen in Belgium from Frode Holter and Liam Duran. Clear track in front of the man from Russia. Wow, he must have dreamed of this when he arrived here in Belgium this weekend. What a way to take your first ever win in European Rallycross from Frode Holter and his teammate Liam Duran. What a race. And he's going to celebrate by donutting the car to death. Excellent result from the man from Russia. There you go, confirmation of that. Frode was second, Liam Duran third, Andy Scott ended up finishing in fourth place. Great result for him for the weekend as well. And Ludwig Hunsbett was fifth. Well, Timo Timosjanov, from all that donutting, flattens the tyres on the car. Congratulations to him. His team are so happy, as is Kenneth Hansen.
I'm very happy because it was so nice race. I broke the tire on the last lap, on the joker lap, and just looking for the mirrors where others, and I'm very happy that now no words anymore. It was perfect.
I qualified pole position, and it's just the wrong place to choose on the start line. I was thinking on the start to choose the third line on the outside, but I made the wrong choice, and here I am in third place. But I'm on the podium. It's good for the championship.
And now we are really happy. We are struggling a lot the two last races, and now when everything is perfect, then we are driving fast, so that's good.
Well, that was Frode Holter and Liam Duran as well. Their thoughts on second and third place as everybody gets ground here on the podium at Maasmechelen in Belgium. But for the championship, it is Timo Timosjanov that takes the lead after this win here in Maasmechelen. We really hope you've enjoyed the action here in Belgium. Please join us next week from Holland. We're going to be in Valkenswaard. See you then.